Charlie enjoys sitting in the feel better chair, apparently. Don't you, Charles? Are you cleaning your toe beans, Charles de Gaulle? Was there something in there? Was it crunchy? Oh, it's drumstick cleaning time. Oh, Charlie. Hey, y'all. Hey, it's your friend Patty with Giddy Things. I am here with day 179 of our 5-minute in-name only exercise encouragement. How are you? I am doing well. Thank you for asking. I taught today. We had some really good workshop. This was Thursday, and so I do lecture on Monday, Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, we have workshop Wednesdays and workshop Thursdays, and students come in to get help with their assignments individually and as a group so that everybody can benefit from what I'm saying to each student who comes to ask for help. And then we record that, and that gives students who can't be there an opportunity to look back over that additional feedback. So I kind of try to scaffold it where they have a really good assignment and rubric, is the hope. And then they have the feedback that I give them in writing on the assignment, whether that's in discussion board or to them individually. And then they have an opportunity to come back and talk to me about it, both, individually through email or phone calls or Zoom or whatever, but also in a class period where we can talk about all the things that are going on and take a reflective but also a drilled down kind of approach to things. So I find that to be really helpful, and students tend to like it a lot too, and it builds the learning community. That's another really good thing about it. So yeah, today I've had, as far as nutrition, I've had a smoothie. I think it's a lean cuisine beef thing that's basically beef and broccoli together, kind of low sodium and whatnot. And then I had an Oikos 000 yogurt with fresh strawberries and a banana. That was delightful. I think I'm having a salad for supper. I think that's what's going to happen. And then tomorrow, I am probably going to be out and about with my sister of choice. That will be a lot of fun. We will take Mabel, who helps me be more able, and we'll decide where we want to eat lunch. That's going to be exciting because we have tried, if you've been watching for a while, you know that we tried Dwayne and Company in Abingdon, Virginia. It was super good. And I can't remember if last time we talked about trying someplace specific. We will figure it out. But we also have a couple of places we go on the regulars, specifically Rendezvous Cafe and Milano's Italian, and they're always so good. Typically at Rendezvous, I get some kind of like berry salad or apple walnut salad, maybe sometimes a fresh juice. It's very good. And my sister of choice will typically get a margarita crepe and maybe a strawberry lemonade or something like that. And then at Milano's, she has been getting something they call the Works sandwich, which is kind of like a Philly cheesesteak. And the Disembodied Voice has had that too, and he really likes it. I typically get the Greek salad with a chicken breast added to it. Super, super good. And we tend not to veer from that. Every now and then somebody wants a little pizza, and oh my gosh, Milano's makes really good pizza. Another really cool thing about them and a lot of businesses in town is they give a discount to the affiliates of the college where I work. And so we get a little 10% off, which is nice. It's nice. And their prices are already super good, especially Milano's prices are super good. Rendezvous's prices are super good. I thought Dwayne and Company's prices were really lovely. I know we have talked about going there and getting one of their customized baked potatoes. I don't know if we'll do that or we'll decide on something else. I don't know. We'll just let our whimsical natures be our guide. So that is going to be lots of fun. Let's see what else happens tomorrow. The DOG BOBA gets another one of his Joint Health TREATS that I got him from Chewy. He really liked these. They're called Get Naked dental sticks. No green added. This is Joint Health. they smelled like something a dog would really love. And so I think this is going to be a Friday treat for him because they are pretty expensive, and he has healthy treats already. But I thought that would be something for him to work on. If you've watched me go to Dollar Tree, you know, they have really good grain-free treats there, but they're like $1.25 each, and I think these ended up being a little bit even less expensive than that. So I've been looking for good, healthy ways to get his Friday TREATS under control. I may have said it, and he may be waiting at the door going, "Where's my treat?" I don't know. I don't know. But I had Charlie the cat, as you will have seen in an earlier clip, was in here earlier with me while I was working. But then a couple of people out in the general population, a couple of cats in the general population, started fussing. And I think Charlie may be like the arbiter of justice or the arbiter of mediation. So he needed to get back out there so he could take care of his group. Right, so he could be in charge of that. I've got Scamper resting here against the French door beside me in the studio. I have a pen pal letter to write. I meant not to tune out. I meant not to turn off the computer before I had gone ahead and typed that up because I was going to type to this pen pal, but she's in Australia. But I thought I might just go ahead and write one tonight. Ooh, my nose scritches. She wrote me such a great letter, though, and I wanted, since she wrote me a typed letter initially, I kind of wanted to type back to her for the introduction. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow to do that. I think I owe somebody else. I try to answer them in the order that they come to me, and there's a person in Lafayette, Louisiana, I need to write back to, one of my pen pals first, I think. So maybe I'll write hers by hand tonight, and then maybe tomorrow night I can write back to my friend in Australia. She wrote me they both did, wrote me such nice letters. I've gotten such good letters, interesting letters. And I have more than one pen pal in Australia. I think I low-key have 27 pen pals now, but you know, it takes a while for the mail to turn around, and they kind of, what's the word? They kind of come in waves and cycles. But one of my pen pals from Australia asked me how the forever stamp works. And I am so happy she did, because I love explaining stuff like that. And it's such a cool concept and such a cool thing. Because if you don't know already, the forever stamps are stamps that, well, as their name indicates, connotes, they will work forever, no matter what they cost at the time that you bought them. And so now forever stamps are what, 78 cents? I can't remember what the price was when they started. Was it 40 something cents? But anyway, I'm going to find out, because I'm going to report that to my pen pal. I'm really relatively tired. Let me tell you what really wore me out today. Let me get my blankets. Tell you what really wore me out today. And this is not a complaint. I never want to be a negative person, and I'm not being a negative person. I'm going to get my pretty pillow, though, and put it here. Not negative at all. I'm just trying to figure out the best ways to handle this, having done a lot of research on it and a lot of education with it. But I have, not going to be specific, but I have a number of, in France, en français, mes étudiantes, who are using artificial intelligence, and it's pretty obvious that they're generating some of their discussion posts with that. I'm not going to say they're from my day job. Maybe they're from an adjunct position. Maybe they're from a volunteer position. I'm not going to be specific, but it's problematic primarily because it doesn't make me mad. It doesn't make me mad. I understand why they do it. They don't think their work is good enough. It seems like an easy way to get something done, but the problem it causes on the teacher end is twofold, really. One of those things is my students are not doing their work, so they're not learning what they need to learn. That's problem number one. I need them to get the education they came for, and I have seen horror stories with this. I have seen folks skate through, either somebody else was doing their work or now AI is doing their work. And it's super obvious, by the way. If you know any students who are thinking about doing this, it is super obvious. And it doesn't take evil people to do it. Just, they're desperate. They don't think their work is good enough. They don't want to work as hard on something they're not as interested in. But the net issue is that they don't get the education they need. And then when it comes time to take qualifying tests, or to teach other people, or to do work at a business, they tend to take the same shortcuts and get themselves in lots of trouble. But also, they don't do a good job because they don't know the foundational information that they need to know, right? And their classmates who go ahead and do their own work, make mistakes, get feedback, they learn, right? They learn, and you can see it. I can see students who are determined to do their own work. You can see it from semester to semester. You can see the quality of their work increase. And that's what's important, right? Is what you take away from education. So that's issue one. I'm most concerned with their outcomes. Issue number two is how long it takes me to create documented suggestions that work has been created by AI. And I do not do it unless I know. And it takes a lot longer than when people were just, quote unquote, just copying things and pasting them. Because but there are hallmarks that are so obvious. And we have policies, and we are doing such a good job, I think, as a school and as just an education system, most of us, I think, of trying to keep this under control. But I do see where teachers would get so tired that they just go, you know what, if you want to cheat, that's fine, right? That's fine. AI doesn't dig deep enough, and so the answers are typically not very well developed, and they certainly don't always have examples or details with them, but it's just exhausting. Y'all, it's exhausting just on the level of me as a human being. I'd said all the stuff about caring about my students, and I certainly do, and that's the priority, but just, it's exhausting. And I typically don't really get a chance to say that. Sometimes I do to the disembodied voice, but I know, he's been married to me for a number of years, and I know he knows what's going on. I talked to him about it once, but I try not to go on and on about it unless I've had an exceptionally difficult day, and this was one of those days, because I got into a class somewhere where people had been using AI like crazy. And again, I know it, they know it, I think they know I know it, they know I know it now. But again, I don't really get angry, but it doesn't matter. The consequences for students have to be the same regardless, right? And that's not fun for anybody. So the moral of the story is they need to learn just to make their own mistakes and do their own work, because there's a certain amount of respect you garner as a student, as a professional, when people know you've just done your very best. Or even if you haven't done your very best, but it's your work, that's honestly all most of your teachers and employers and stuff want to see. So anyway, I'll get off of that, but it was nice to share that with y'all, because it is something that makes the work more complicated, and it makes it feel more like drudgery, because it's nothing fun. I mean, it's not like going and trying to help a student figure out their own issues. It's this having to feed back to and trace artificial intelligence. Blech, I don't like it. I don't like it. So, what have you been doing today to make yourself feel as special as you truly are, right? Upper body exercises, lower body exercises, a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B, or just looking out a window and enjoying a beautiful scene, whether that's rainy or sunshiny like it is here now. It all can be super special. I am going to reward myself. I'm going to read, I think. I am going to, again, write at least one pen pal letter, and I think I will just write one back to Michelle, my pen pal in Louisiana, and the one who made me that little bookmark tag with the beautiful oil painting on it. It's so gorgeous. Yeah, and then I'll get my thoughts together for writing back to my pen pal, one of my pen pals in Australia. People have been so kind and so friendly, and people who want to be pen pals, I think, tend to have similar characteristics, so we make good friends, I think, for the long run. So I hope that you, my precious darlings, know how loved you are. I certainly love you, my goodness, so much. I'm pretty sure that if Scamper the goat met you, he'd love you too. He's a pretty chill goat. Well, sometimes. I know that Boba the dog would, and all the cats would just think you are the bee's knees, because you are. Please do go with me in peace and love to serve others, and please do continue to pray for the whole world and send up a special intention for Ukraine.